Mr. President, from what that we now know, in some states, INEC materials had been distributed. So people have cited some of the result sheets. Some have cited some of the ballot papers before they order them to stop. Now my question, have you cited a copy or a sample of the ballot papers and of the result sheet? What is INEC doing differently to ensure that those who already have seen those samples will not go to Trans-Amadi layout to go and try to print a sample of the ones that they have seen? I bet you why you say, did I mention your name? Industrial layout. So these are huge issues. Lastly, you know, the Igbos say that hori hori tears trouser. Now, this horrid effort that INEC has promised to make to ensure that everything is done, are they able to assure us that some of the things that happened last Friday that they have taken care? For example, sir, the voting materials meant for Benin, for Edo State, were delivered to Enugu State. The one meant for Delta State were delivered to Edo State. This is not a weather issue. This is not, I don't know how I know what to explain that. This mix-up is different from not being able to lift materials. It's lifting materials to wrong areas. And Mr. President, having been victims of election rigging, we know that one of the things INEC had done before was to deliberately carry one a voter register from one local government to another local government. By the time you track it, you will have lost precious time for elections. So these and several other questions are begging for answer. And because of the way the interaction was conducted, once you make a comment, INEC makes his comment, the case is closed. Even if his comment raises more questions. So we will request for more meeting and we will need more assurances. And to the rest of our comrades, I want to just plead. We must not allow this last minute shock to demoralize our members. We must plead with them, and I'm happy, Mr. President, his first reaction was to apologize to those who were coming out to vote for us, who traveled to far and near to be able to vote. They have incurred costs. We are not in a position to refund those costs to those APC voters. We need to renew the campaign, we need to renew the assurances, and we need to give them confidence that the next time we believe that these elections will take place. Mr. President, I also believe that because you are the chief of state, you are the president, you have dual responsibilities. One is to ensure that any institutions of state that has misbehaved, anybody that is involved in that act, particularly actions that could clearly weaken the fabric of our democracy, Mr. President, you have the duty to trigger the process that will compel everyone involved in all of this to account. We cannot be helpless. Because at the end of the day, all fingers will point at you, even as innocent as you are. I want us, we'll also use today to review what has happened in various states, what you observe, but that will not be why the media men are here. But on my part, sir, where, as they say, when the going get tough, that is when the tough get going. I am much more determined that our message to the Nigerian people, we must revive it. We must insist that these elections are conducted properly. Those INEC recs that have been compromised, We will impress on the INEC leadership that they do not have a right to impose a corrupt or compromised INEC, REC, or EOs on us. When sufficient doubt has been raised on the character, the integrity of a referee, no responsible match authority will impose that referee on the players. We don't care where anybody is posted to, but INEC has the discretion to move people around. Mr. President, once again, I want to thank you most sincerely from the bottom of my heart and join my NWC members to welcome you to our rather not too nice a hall befitting of a president to sit. And I'm hoping that the VP will have a conversation to see how we can have a better hall in the future. And but just to say that you'll be here physically. You don't look at the president's face in a moment like this. I'm sure our party people seeing us around the country that you are here to discuss matters arising from the postponement is just the beginning of reawakening them, of giving them confidence that they should come out on Saturday, God willing, to come and vote. On behalf of the AWC, we welcome you to APC headquarters. You are welcome, sir.
Our national chairman. I also want to recognize the SGM who is here, Mr. Boss Mustafa. National chairman, sir, you have made a very powerful speech. And now is the time to invite a man who God has destined, in spite of the activities of the enemies of this country, to lead Nigeria to the next level of infrastructural development, the next level of economic development, the next level of both educational and social development. You're already re-elected. No matter the delay, they cannot deny the people of Nigeria the opportunity to elect a man who has proved that he's for the people of Nigeria. Let me now invite the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, to make his address. And thereafter, the press will leave so that we can now go into the nitty-gritty of the meeting. Thank you.
Oh, please sit down. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Vice President, National Chairman of APC, thank you for your aggressive statements. Members of the National Working Committee, Your Excellencies, the governors present here, Senate leader and members of the National Assembly, Co-Chair Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC party stalwarts, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I should bother you with a long speech. I think the chairman has said it all very clearly. I'm very pleased with all his observations as a result of what he went through, or what we went through as members of this party. I had to leave my immediate constituency and come back to Abuja immediately because I was told of the decision of INEC about 4:35 in the morning. The way the security and other protocols mobilize people ahead and leave them behind when I'm moving, all the same, I had to just tell them I'm leaving, and I left. And I think my statement at the airport, I think said it all. And I don't want to go into too many details. I told them that INEC has all the time and all the resources they had, they wanted. The didn't have to wait for only 6 hours to cast in the votes to tell us that it was impossible. Definitely, the reasons why such incompetence manifests itself has to be explained to the nation. After the election, we have to know exactly what happened and who is responsible. Otherwise, our efforts, to make sure that this system we voluntarily accept is not making progress. What is the use if we will accept incompetence? The Constitution and the laws protected INEC, but they must not take us for granted. If, for example, the National Assembly refused to approve what INEC wanted, then INEC could have some moral reason why they couldn't perform. If the time constitutionally of election 4 years after was not obeyed by the government and the system, INEC could have a case. But we do not understand why this inefficiency. And we have to go into details after the election to find out who is responsible. I think this much I will say. I thank the party. I thank the organizers of the party. That was why we sat at the party's level and decided that we must have committed members of the parties in all constituencies to be our agents. Committed members of the party. I made that appeal to the chairman of the party. We shared it with the vice president, and at the presidential committee, we said it. And that's why, again, we sat down, we worked out the list the party should do for at least 48 hours for our agents, so that they don't depend on anybody. They shouldn't go and say, I'm going to drink water, or I'm going to toilet. We made all those arrangements, and we put it before the governors and the chairman of the party, where we are in charge in the state, where APC, the governors. Where APC is not the governor, or hasn't got the government, the chairman of the party and the acting and the gubernatorial candidate of the party were given that responsibility. And I am satisfied this instruction has been passed down. So please, between now and Thursday, we have so much to do. And I think we should again go back on our loyal, committed people in all constituencies, so that if anything happens, we have nobody to blame. We have to tell our constituencies that they have to be patient and must react in a very responsible way by going peacefully to vote again. And they should depend on party representatives at each polling unit out of 176,000 polling units. We have all calculated it, and they should be there, those who have been given the responsibility to watch the party's interest. And I do not expect anybody to make any disturbance. I have briefed the law enforcement agencies and the military. They have identified hotspots, flashpoints. They should be prepared to move. They too, we have made as much arrangement as possible and resourceful providers as much as the country can afford it. And that anybody who decides to snatch boxes or lead thugs to disturb it, maybe that's the last lawful action he will take. I really give the military and the police to be ruthless. We are not going to be blamed that we want to rig election. I want Nigerians to be respected. Let them vote whoever they want across the parties. I'm not afraid of that. I have gone through, as you said, the whole 36 states and Abuja. I went round. I think I have got enough supporters across the country to look after me. So I am going to warn anybody who thinks he has enough influence in his locality to lead a body of facts to snatch boxes or to disturb the voting system. He will do it at the expense of his own life. Thank you very much.
APC, APC, Nigeria, say Megaskea, Nigeria, say Buhari, say Yemi, say Oshibajo, together to the next level. God, you didn't talk. Say Nigeria, good. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We are all reassured. Thank you, sir.